Hi, I'm Paige.
I'm Naomi.
Andy Farrar.
Hi, I'm Emily.
I'm Craig Hilton.
And I'm a resident.
And I'm a commuter.
It's the generic Montegoras Hall, but I mean, everybody has their own opinions of that. Sorry, Angela. But besides that, there's Regina's, Vincenzo's. There's a few Chinese places like Empire in Hong Kong, Ganda, Thai Taste, and even Double J's at 7-Eleven are just good for, you know, if you want to grab something quick.
Normally I'll go for like something quick between my classes. I'll grab some Chinese food. Sometimes if I'm getting dinner, I'll go to another place and I'll get something that takes a little longer to make so I can kind of sit down and really enjoy it. But as far as off-campus food goes, I like to eat pizza, staple of my diet. It's also really inexpensive, so that's really helpful.
I have to eat here. I only eat at Marillac, but I prefer to eat at home and save my money.
I think my favorite place on campus to eat would have to be the law school. It's the most expensive place, but the food's the best.
Every day. I accidentally took 4 classes Tuesdays and Fridays, meaning I have 1 class Mondays and Thursdays, and 4 classes Tuesdays and Fridays. So Tuesday, my day starts at 9:05 and I get off at 6:30, and it just makes me want to stay in bed.
Well, I live far and getting here is rough, so some days I wake up and I'm like, dude, I'm so tired.
It's not true. The reason why is honestly, no matter where you end up and whether you're living there or you're commuting there, you always need to be willing to kind of put yourself out there, to shake some hands, get involved in some organizations.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm not one of those people who right after class I just go home, so I definitely think that I'm getting a lot of the college experience, and if I ever want to get the dorming experience, I stay at a friend's dorm.
I feel like, if anything, people will look at residents and be like, oh, you're rich, you got money. And everybody comes from a different background economically. So, you know, it's not true in a sense. It can be for certain people. But other people are literally getting here and getting by just like by financial aid and loans. Like, that's a big thing too. It's like, you can live here and whatever, but those loans add up. Living here is expensive. It's not cheap. It's, you know, you're living in a house, an apartment, you know. It's gonna be expensive, of course.
We're all rich and we can all afford to dorm and still like do other stuff. And no, it's not true. I am not rich. My family is not rich.
We're not involved in that. We don't care about what's going on campus. Meanwhile, I think I know more commuters who care about what's going on campus than resident students, so I don't think that's true.
That we are very organized and we have all things together, but in reality we have no idea what we're doing, just like everybody else.
I think most people think commuters don't know where things are on campus, and I don't. But a lot of my friends are commuters, and they know a bunch about the campus that I don't. So good for them. Don't judge people based on how they travel.
Fortunately, I'm from Brooklyn, and the part of Brooklyn that I am in, South Brooklyn, there's no direct line of subway from Brooklyn to Queens. So if I were to take the subway and the bus, it would take me a solid 2.5 hours. So that's a little much, so I drive to school every day. Usually it takes me 25 to 30 minutes. I usually, every semester, will kind of make my schedule to avoid rush hour, so I find that really helpful. Sometimes I'll stay really late in the evening and I'll just finish my homework and I'll fly home without any traffic, which is really great.
I think it takes about 2 hours at most with traffic. If I'm coming from Staten Island to Queens, especially this campus, it's very rough. It's just a lot going on. Some people do it, and I'm like, how do you do it? There's exception, of course, with the shuttle bus that goes from the Staten Island campus to the Queens campus. But even then, it's an hour, and it's just like, it's a lot. And I feel for people that take that commute, and I feel for people that take a commute other than just from Staten Island. There's people from Jersey, Connecticut that do that, and it's just exhausting.
I take a bus, train, and then another bus.
to say commuter friends.
I'm a resident student, but most of my friends are commuter students because like I just connected with them better, and it's just that's how I live my life socially. I do spend most of my time in the dorms, but most of the time I'm with my commuter friends in the dorms.
If you're a resident, you kind of just end up being around more residents. But the thing is about being a resident is that when you're on campus, you're more involved in campus. So you're able to go to different places like D'Angelo Center and Marillac Hall, where you can go and you can communicate with people that are commuters. Because the only difference between that is like you're living on campus, and basically it's, I see it as like a big like sleepover. Like, I'm wearing slippers right now, and it's about 50 degrees out and raining. It's like a big house in a big neighborhood that you're comfortable in.
My classes are on like the 3rd floor of St. John's Hall, and you have to walk up, and by the time you're all the way up there, you're panting and you just like don't want to go on with your life. Then you get to the door and you see the sign that your class is canceled, and you're like, I didn't have to walk up all of those stairs. Like, really?
I mean, it's really annoying because I travel by bus, I have to come here and I have to travel by an hour to get here, and then you're not going to have class. So what am I supposed to do? Just read a book?